In life, it's not whether you win or lose. It's whether you go for greatness now.
Hey everyone, Christina B. Angel here, your expert career coach and executive recruiter. Over the years, I've helped hundreds take their career to the next level, and I want to do that for you. So before we start, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and hit that bell for notification. So today we're on part 2 of things never to do on an interview. This is so important. I did a part 1, so after this video, if you haven't seen it, check out my part 1 video. It's awesome. So today we got 5 things that you should never do on an interview, and stick with this video. I have a bonus tip. So if you are competing for the dream job of your life, I got a way you get a leg up on the competition. So today let's get into 5 things that you should never do on an interview. Number 1, you should never be rude or unfriendly to the receptionist. That's right. Let me tell you, once you walk through that door, it is go time. You need to be in the interview zone and everything counts. Let me tell you, with the receptionist, managers will ask the receptionist, how did he greet you? Was he friendly? So definitely, before you walk in, I tell everybody, put a smile on your face, then walk in. When you talk to the receptionist, always be polite. You may even ask her, how's her day going? If it's a gentleman, how's his day going? But you always want to be friendly and polite to the receptionist. Tip number 2, you never, this is a pet peeve of mine, you never want to be late or too early. That's right. So these days on interviews, you do them 2 ways. You either go in person or you do the video conference through Zoom or Google Meet. So on the number 1 way, the in person, I got a couple tips here. So first, couple days before your interview, you want to look up how long it will take you to get to the place at the time that you're going to be driving at. So say that it says that it's going to take you 45 minutes, double the time. If it's going to be an hour, double the time. So it will allow yourself 2 hours to get to the interview. So that's a big tip there. Now, I know sometimes something happens, it's out of your control and you're going to be late. My tip here is to call ahead. Don't just show up late. Call ahead and say, listen, I'm going to be about 15 minutes late. I just want to give you a heads up. So definitely call ahead. Now, the second way is the Zoom or the video conference interviews. Now, I got a couple tips here. A day before the interview, you want to reboot your computer and definitely run the updates, either on the Windows updates or the Zoom updates. On top of it, on the day of the interview, just about an hour before, definitely check your computer, check your Zoom link, just to make sure everything is going well. So for this, you want to log in 5 to 10 minutes before your start time. And this is the sweet spot for any interview, in person or if we're talking about a video conference. If it's in person, I want you to walk in 5 to 10 minutes before the interview time. But this is really important. Also, being too early, I had a candidate, he was an hour early for the interview. The client called me and was like, did he not know what time the interview was at? Part of punctuality is not being late, but also not being too early. So 5 to 10 minutes, walk into the interview. So the next, number 3, never, never, never go on your cell phone during the interview. This one's a big one. I know we are all attached to our cell phones. I get it. But this interview, it has to be professional and you have to respect their time. So I know some people say the big tip is put it on silent mode and put it in your pocket. That's not good enough for me. My tip is this. Before you even walk in, I tell you to turn off your phone, turn it completely off, put it in your pocket or your purse before you even walk in the door. I'm going to tell you this, when you're in the waiting room, I don't want you to be on your phone. I want you to think about how you are going to land this job. I want you to be focused. We call it being in the interview zone. So definitely stay off the cell phone. I don't even care if your interviewer walks out of the room. Do not touch or go for that cell phone. So the 4 things that you should never do on an interview is you never should eat food, chew gum, or drink a dark refreshment. So the first one is food. Do not come in with food. If they offer you food, it's a no thank you. You've already eaten. The reason for this is you start eating something, you can get food in your teeth, you could get food on your clothes. We don't want that. The next thing is chewing gum. It's just a definite no. Definitely never chew gum on an interview. It's very distracting. And finally, you should never drink dark refreshments. Let me tell you a story on this. So I had a guy going in for an interview, and the receptionist said, "Do you want a cup of coffee?" He said, "Sure." So he started drinking the coffee and he spilled it on his shirt. Well, he had a big brown stain for the whole entire interview. So definitely, if they offer you refreshment, my tip is go for the water. The water is a safe bet and definitely keep you refreshed during the interview. So my final and 5th thing that you should never do on an interview is have any negative body language or low energy. That's right. So as far as negative body language, some of the things would include slouching, fidgeting, biting your nails, frowning, anything like this that would be negative. You want to be there and have a positive energy put out there. So definitely smile. I have a tip here. It's called the 5-minute smile rule. So if you're in an interview and you haven't smiled in about 5 minutes, incorporate a smile the next time you answer. Really important. You want to come off friendly. On top of this, you definitely don't want to have low energy. This I call an interview is game time. So you got to get that energy up. You got to be positive and have a lot of enthusiasm. So these are my 5 things you should never do. And now we're to the bonus tip. So say you have this job. You're like, Christina, this is my dream job, but it's very competitive. Well, I got a tip to get a leg up the competition. This would be, my bonus tip is create a 90-day action plan. A 90-day action plan only has to be about a page or 2, and it's going to tell them what you expect to accomplish in your first 90 days. Now, little tip here is, if you have already gone on an interview, make sure to ask them what they expect you to accomplish in your first 90 days. You can take some of that information and put it in your plan. On top of that, use your job description. I call the job description the cheat sheet. So definitely use this to create the 90-day action plan. They're going to be really excited about this because they're going to say, this person is ready to go. All right, so those are my 5 things never to do and my bonus tip. But as I say, everything's better when we do them together. So subscribe to my channel, like my videos, hit that bell for notification, and I want to hear from you. Put some comments in the comment section. This is Christina B. Angel. Thanks.